Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Welcome to Channeling Ascensions here on selfdiscoveryradio.com. We are new at this, so please bear with us because this is new territory for us. We are a radio station bringing you wonderful podcasts every week, but now we have decided to branch out into video as well. And
Woo!
believe me, it has been an extraordinary experience here today. I'm your host, Sarah Troy, and my co host is Christina Hill, along with her beautiful Ascension, Othello, who comes in and speaks when she wants to. So Christina will suddenly go into a different voice, and that will be Othello's wisdom coming through. Here on Channeling Ascensions, we're all about that fifth dimension. People who have embraced their meaningful purpose, who've stepped into their presence, who are living their divine existence, but still need some support and help and just sisterhood, brotherhood, sharing that wonderful celebration of each other, of our beautiful divine purpose here on earth. So these shows are about that beautiful ascension into being and who we are and why we are and what we're here to do. And we love bringing them to you every week. And if you go into Channeling Ascensions here on selfdiscoveryradio.com, you will see some other wonderful shows that we've done that are just audio. As I said, we're branching out now into video and audio.
Yes.
We're getting technical. We've had our challenges,
We're bringing you the
right?
full Monty, everyone.
The
This is the full
money
ride.
and trying to hide the double D's, yes.
I'm so glad that you kept that in there. That we were just making jokes about that, about how we situate the camera and what is being shown. Right? You gotta.
Yes, yes. As I said, we're all new at this. Some people just press the button and they look like they've been doing it forever. But of course, we had to have our challenges. Spiritually, we can reach out to you and you can get those good vibrations. But when it comes to pressing record, something seems to go awry. But we've got it now. We've got it now.
Yes, yes, we've got it now. We've got it now. And we do, we have spirit to guide us every step of the way. It's not corny, it's really the way that things work. It works so much better when we're in the flow. Don't you find the electronics, right? Because
Yes.
we have the energy, we're all connected to everything, even these seemingly inanimate objects. We're all connected. So the electronics need some love too, and I think that we did a good job then going with the flow rather than the resistance, which we've all done. We like
Yes.
hit our head on the computer screen and against the wall plenty of times. It just feels so much better though when the electronics and ourselves, we're all in alignment, we're all in the flow. It just feels a lot better.
And we also have to understand is that, our divine energy is resonating at such a high frequency that we have not yet actually come up with the technology that can keep up with that.
That's
And
true.
so, sometimes you're going to see us going in and out and have the going on the video. Bear
Yes.
with us, folks.
Right.
It's just our energy is really resonating at a very high frequency, and the internet is trying to keep up.
That's great. So true. So true.
And of course, today we've decided to talk about awareness. And of course, being aware of the fact that maybe technology isn't resonating at such a higher level as our vibration is, and actually understanding what is our divine presence, what is the awareness, how do we tap into it, how do we keep ourselves and be aware of the fact that we're in our presence, being aware of what maybe triggers us to step outside of it, being aware of what is around us, who is around us, paying attention to the beauty that is around us, the supreme, utter, divine gift that we've been given here on this planet and of each other. And if we step into awareness and turn up our senses and truly taste, touch, and feel everything that is there, we will understand we're not alone. We're all here together. This is a beautiful divine experience, both with our spirit and our human selves, our brothers and our sisterhood. Even amongst all the ugliness, there is beauty. So how do we step into that awareness?
Yes. The awareness, that word, right? So we're getting away from the words, we're moving into the knowingness, the beingness space. Because we need the words, right? We need these words and these concepts and these conversations as stepping stones. As we grow in our awareness, and then eventually we taper off. We don't need as much of that. We can simply reside in this open space of presence, and we feel that pulsating energy, and it it becomes our daily habit. It's rather a lifestyle than something that you just happen to fall into and then come out of. Although in the beginning, so if you're beginning your journey and then presence and awareness, these words are new to you. And then I think that those are very useful. Is it's, it's feeling it. It's really feeling it. It's getting away from the labels and concepts, and then it's just embodying that. So being around other people, even listening to the show, watching our shows, is another stepping stone. But eventually, I think if there is to be a goal, then the goal would be to remove any of, the labels, the talking and such, and that we can simply come into and gracefully connect and be. Really, it's very simple, don't you find, Sarah? We're talking about things that are very simple.
But we like to complicate things because that's the human condition, right? But there has to be some deeper philosophy about this, and we need to understand it. It's like sometimes if you step into it, you understand what you need to know in the now. And, you say sometimes there just simply are not words. There are not words to describe that beautiful transcendence of that sense of presence and of being. Sometimes there are no words that can honor that. And that is where it is, just is. It's the breath. It just is. And if we stop chasing the explanation and instead, in exaltation, embrace the moment and the presence of it, we will find we don't need the words. Take the breath.
How many of us are afraid or, ill at ease, or maybe just a little bit uneasy with giving ourselves that pause to take the break, to take the breath, to be in our presence? I think that there is this cultural conditioning that comes up a lot where we feel like we must continually fill the space. You see this a lot in the media, where we must fill the space with conversation, explanation, with critique, judging, criticizing, looking at, problem solving, all these things. Well, this is all fine and well, but it's good to know that it's all in the head. It's all this chitter chatter, and we're on our phones, and it's Facebook, and then darting lights and TV and microwaves and all this stuff. It's no wonder that we're totally charged all the time. You
Overstimulated.
Yes, you put the coffee on top of that, right? And you're exactly.
Yeah, why aren't you going to
The other day, oh my gosh, that's so funny. My mind flips back to something that happened in the past. The other day, we were doing a talk show. I remember you did this beautifully. Sarah, you made this noise to represent your egoic mind, the chatterbox, and it was perfect. It was and it's like, that is so freaking fast. It's the racy mind, and it doesn't, it really, there's fear there. There's ego fearing annihilation, destruction, or just silence for a minute, to where you're coming away from that. And the fear of the ego, it just keeps that rat. What is that thing that the hamsters get in? What is that called?
The treadmill. The treadmill.
Exactly. Just keep it on a moving. And it's like that movement. I think where we're coming into a time where this channeling ascensions is very useful is not only do we discuss things, but we also allow for these open breezeways, these open passages where we are permitted to really relax and hang out in the now and acknowledge our presence and breathe. And we don't have
stepping into our awareness.
Exactly. We can be in our awareness as it is, in real time.
In real time. I was at the bus stop the other day, and I had really kind of one of those little moments of observation. And all the cars were with me. I'm a driver, and I drive fast but confidently, been driving a long time. But the cars felt like they were all going really fast. The observation was, are they going any faster than I know or that I have gone? or is it that I've slowed down?
Hmm.
Sometimes I think I kind of look at my life as now that I've gone through a more, not a slow-mo, but just definitely more an aware. My movements aren't so static, aren't so erratic, aren't so needed to be rushed. Everything has slowed down into that breath, into that awareness, into that moment. I don't need to be so much in a hurry to be places. And is it something to do with my age? Is it something to do where I'm at? Or is the world going faster? And this left me with that question. With that question after this awareness of life whizzing by. Are we so much in a hurry to get somewhere that we're forgetting about the beautiful moments in the presence of the pauses, of the awareness? It's just slow down. There's some beautiful things to be experienced in that moment, in that slow-mo of life.
Even in this moment, even in the context of environment, even if you're looking around you, no matter where you are, there's always something that you can rest your attention to, and just rest your attention there, your full attention. Mm-hmm. And it can be something that you really enjoy, like a ladybug, or a blade of grass, or just stepping outside your office or wherever you're at and feeling the breeze on your face. These are great entry points into the now, that will quite literally just take you out of your head and then bring you back into the heart space. I see that as awareness. If we could encapsulate it in some way, I think that is the best way that we could describe presence, and the cultivating of it. It's funny, when we cultivate it, it's just like building the muscle strength, right? We build more, it increases more. I love the example you gave of the cars whizzing by, and the drivers, that are making these vehicles whiz by. It's like, their heart rates are accelerated, their blood pressure's up, and this is considered the norm these days.
Yeah.
It's like, this is insanity, and it's considered normal. So when we relax, and we relax into the moment, don't you find all systems slow down? We come back to our original state. We're real, we're free, and it's great because that doesn't cost anything. It doesn't rely upon a computer, these are the basics. So I feel like what we're doing here is encouraging and also allowing for the space. So when you watch this video, you're giving yourself permission to really do that for yourself, to give yourself the gift of being just who you are, just being in the moment.
I think one of the things that we need to be aware of, and I was at a women's meeting the other day, and it's, what are the challenges when you've got so much to get done? And, the thing is, make your list. Make your list. What are the top 3 things that really have to get done? And is it life and death they don't get done in that day? Because sometimes the delay is meant to be, because the synchronicity isn't there, the alignment of what you're meant to do, or maybe you haven't got a clear picture of it yet, and you're busy pushing it forward and rushing it forward. And the reason you're forcing it and it's not happening is because it's not meant to happen right now. Do what you can do in the time that you can do it in, but don't sweat or fret about what you can't do, because maybe you're not meant to be doing it right now.
Ooh, there's a beautiful idea. Yeah.
It's a challenge for us, because to us, the big list, and we want to tick it all off. And I think if you tick 3 things off in a day, bravo! Give yourself a pat on the back. Yeah. Stop overloading yourself. Because how can we be aware of anything going on around us if we're constantly working at shift point, constantly in 5th gear?
Yes. So again, there's not a dip in energy when we're in presence.
No.
And it's, nor is it embodying stupidity. I've heard that before too. Well, I can't be present, then I'll be burying my head in the sand. That's negating life. That's avoidance, it's dropping my energy down. No, it's not. It's none of those
That's the
things.
opposite.
Exactly.
Depression. Completely. Don't know what
Right.
channel they're on, but
Right, totally. And
yeah.
you know, ego will come up with 50 million other reasons
Oh yeah.
why you
Yeah.
can't be present
Mm.
and why all of this is, you know, baloney and a waste of time. I agree with you with the three things, finding those top things that need to be done today, and then allowing life to show you. Life will show up
Mm-hmm.
for you and show you, guide you to which ones need to be done. If you're in the habit, some people are in the habit of being in the contracted state throughout their day, fretting, fussing, contracting over what needs to be done. I know these are things that people already know, but I'll just say it again. It's like this is counterintuitive to who we are,
Mm-hmm.
and is away from beingness and is completely locked into the head. So you're in this, you're kind of like the, you know,
Yeah.
contracted state, and you can't get
Yes.
anything done like that. You won't want to
You
get
can't
anything
breathe.
done like that.
I'm trying to scoop, but I can't breathe.
Yes.
Can you breathe? Slow down.
I think it's just it's funny. You can see it in people too. Those that have aged rather rapidly, they're on this decline, or you'll feel their pain body, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and you won't want to sit next to them. It's like a contagion. So you'll feel that contracted state. So I think what we're talking about, very basic, keeping it very basic, is if you have your phone nearby, not that I'm saying everyone should be near their phone, because I think we should get away from the electronics as much as possible. But in the meantime, while you're doing this practice, till you get really strong in your awareness building, set yourself reminders on your phone. You know, 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 8 o'clock. At these times, I am to put everything down, put everything away, going into nature, finding my zone, whatever you want to call that, and then stepping into being, so that you have that continuous reminder to do so. It's just a matter of doing it. I think a lot of people
Yeah.
just really overbook themselves and really, you know, perfectionism and you know, the doing, the need to do, whereas we can, you know, plan throughout our day, plan these strategic moments where we're absolutely doing nothing, being.
Yeah, I call it kind of surrender to revealing. You know, when you surrender and you allow that synchronicity and that allowance to happen, you're allowing the universe to reveal what it is that you need to know. So by stop being so dictatorial about every minute of your day and take those moments to surrender, reveal what I need to know, reveal what my next step is, reveal maybe a state of being or mind or presence that I'm in that I need to be aware of. Again, back to the awareness. I'm up here. I'm up here in my voice, in my breath. Let it out. Take that time to breathe. Take that time to find where you're at. You've been winding up all through the day and you don't realize it. It's only when you surrender and it reveals itself that you can address it.
Yes.
And we have to take that time, and we have to learn that surrender is not giving up. It's that pause of understanding where we are right now and what we need to receive.
Yes. That's a good check-in. Primary point is check-in. Check-in doesn't have to be thinking either. In fact, it'd do everyone a heap full of good, I think, if we stopped all the thinking, we quit the thinking,
Yeah.
and we just literally just feel just this moment.
Yes.
Oh, noticing. Oh, if label the thoughts. There's a lot of people who do different techniques, but you can check in. We can all check in and do this throughout our day, and then see what needs to be revealed to us through that. Body is going to tell us, of course. Body is great at that. Body, you just follow the body and you'll know where you're at. The awareness begins there. Is the body awareness is going to tell us where we're breathing, where we're at. I think something you mentioned before too, which would be really cool to kind of dive into energetically wise, is energy management. What are we
Yes.
doing? What are we doing with all of our energy here?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, sure, if we made a pie chart and we went through the whole day, we looked at where did my energy go, and you're really honest, you're going to find that a lot of the times day gets caught up with you, you know, things get ahead of you, the thoughts, the bullet train of thoughts, and you've been putting energy for the last 5 hours into something that is negative, repetitive, silly, useless, about someone else or in their energy
Yeah.
or whatever. But when we get really, really skilled at looking at, on the whole, where are we placing our energy and our thoughts, you know, and our body, we get really truthful, honestly, with ourselves. We take inventory. Then we can, not for judgment, but just so that we can be aware, we can see, oh, I've been resenting this person for the past 3 hours, you know, or
Right.
I've been joyful and in my element all day today. You know, like just this, you know, taking
Being
inventory
aware.
of where our energy is.
Yeah. Yes. And not letting it sit out.
Mm.
You know, like a strainer. You know, you're not straining the spaghetti. Don't let your energy go all the way through. That holds. You know, you want to hold on to that beautiful honey. You want to be able to use it in a way that is, you know, divinely productive. You know, it's going to guide you in everything that you do in the day. But when you step into the presence of your energy, it will always go in a fluidity, in a flow, in a consistency. And it won't seep out, and it won't overload. It doesn't. The thing is about the presence, it has to have a volume, so to speak.
Yeah.
When you step into that divine presence, you're in a space-time that is like a deep breath, and there's so much clarity and understanding and knowingness in that moment you can take with you forth. And as you know, as human beings, we're inclined to start off maybe high, and then we have our dips, and then we go, oh, and our volume goes up and down all day long, and we're not on that beautiful consistency, right? We're on sugar highs, and then we're on sugar lows, and then we're on stress, and then we're in exaltation, and now, you know, we're no wonder we're in such dire straits. You know, when you said that knowingness, as you said, don't say, I always say to my clients, don't think it, please feel it. Feel the knowledge from the soul to the heart, to the spirit, and then the mind will know what it needs to know when it needs to know it. If you're thinking first without the feeling, that's the treadmill knowledge. Oh, yeah, but why? But what if? But, right?
I mean, it's like the dog chewing the tail. I'm serious. It's so funny to watch that.
Yeah.
When you get really intentional and your life is shifting, you're moving, you're ascending, fifth dimension is you, you're there. You start to see these patterns and you laugh. You're like, look at that. Look at me.
Really?
Yeah. There I go, chewing my tail again. I'm running around in circles, chewing my own tail with the thoughts and the da. And there, you mentioned something great. There are certainly triggers, right? Know your triggers. Triggers
Yes.
that cause and can really take it out the charts, off the roof, you know, with the energy, to where you've got so much in excess that you don't have any placement for this. You know, one of the big ones, of course, being caffeine and other kinds of, you know, pharmaceuticals and, you know, recreational drugs and things like this. But you're up on a high. It's way high, too high.
It's hysterical energy.
Yes. Yeah, right. You got to have a placement for that. Yeah.
I mean, when you're in divine energy, you're in this beautiful, I mean, everything feels like goes out. You know, it's out like this. It's not high or low. It's an encompassing, right? And you're just like in that universe, you know, in the everything and the nothing and the dancing through the universe. It's that kind of energy. But when you're in an hysterical energy, it has such peaks and highs and so static and so intense that it drains you. That's when the energy starts going through the holes, right? And you think, because you're like this, and it's deep breath, and you can't, because you're so uptight like this. It's like, I can't breathe. And you really have to stop at that moment and go, hang on, you're losing yourself, not just your mind, yourself. Take that deep breath. Bring it back down. Slow yourself down. Step back into your presence, which means stop thinking and start feeling and start being aware.
And perceive without
Mm-hmm.
the thoughts.
Yeah.
And it's very, even as we just did that,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't know, anyone watching this is probably going to go, these two ladies, look at them. You know, they're so passionate, there's so much energy, and then suddenly they just, well,
Yeah.
this is a demonstration. It's also a
Yeah.
demonstration of where we can go and these spikes and these moments, and then bringing it down. It's like rooting and perceiving. You can simply be and perceive
Yeah.
and learn how to turn the head off.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Big one. A
we're
hard
taking
one.
a break, right?
It's a hard one. Yeah.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
because we're conditioned to come entirely from thought, from old,
Yes.
old patterning, old paradigms, old condition, you must, you should, you will, not you are, just be. It is all about what you should be. And so I will only be successful if. I will only be loved if. I will only be admired if. I will only seek success if. And it's like, if you let go of the if and you let go of all those expectations and you start seeing all the gifts and all the beauty and the talent and the joy of who you really are and let that out and understand that is your gift. It is enough. That's your enrichment. That's your abundance. That is everything you ever need to be. Stop piling all this, excuse me, shit that everybody else is putting upon you. Clean it all out and let yourself open up like a beautiful flower. Look at the tulip when it's closed. It's beautiful, but when it opens up and it reveals its gift inside, let's blossom. Let's blossom into who we really are.
Ah, I feel spring coming on.
Yes, at last.
At last, it's springtime where you're at, and the flowers are indeed blooming.
Yes.
Why can't we go just watch that? We can go look at that, and we can say,
Mhm.
gosh, we did a show with Les Jensen, and I will never forget this. He said, a flower doesn't give a rat's ass about tomorrow.
Yes. No. Exactly.
And it's so true. And when a flower is ready to bloom, it simply does.
Yes. Yeah.
And hangs out, and like sun is there, and like sun, and then
It
closes.
doesn't even need suntan lotion. It just,
And
is
just
there.
opens up. Exactly. So can we emulate the nature? Can we emulate and
Yeah.
be like the plants? Well, we certainly can. They're everywhere. You pick an animal, pick a plant, and look and observe, perceive this being. Actually we can get in their channel. We can channel the flower, as
Yeah.
it's blooming. We can channel that energy. It's so much more, I think you're so much more awake and alive when you choose to open up and unfurl.
Yeah.
Unfurling and allow the flow of life. Life works so much better on so many levels when we do this, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm one of these ones. I talk to trees. Yes, the white coats are coming. Yes, I talk to trees. And I love going, to the trees at springtime where they've been naked and they almost kind of, the branches look dead. And then you go back the next day and the blossomings are beginning to come out. And then you just see the next day even more and more. And then they're chattering amongst themselves. I remember going down an avenue of trees one day and they were so loud. I said, would you excuse me? I can't hear myself thinking because you're so loud. All the trees stopped. The leaves stopped rustling. It was almost like, sorry, we got caught
Tree
up in our
whisperer.
conversation. Tree
Oh,
whisperer.
yes.
But we have to understand that matrix of how they're all joined together, and those rustles of the leaves is not just the wind going through them, it's the way they're communicating. And there is so much that it can teach us, so much that it can open up to us. If only we would understand that may be a tree, I may be a human. Neither one of us is more superior than the other. We're all made out of this beautiful divine energy, and we're all here for a purpose, and we can communicate with one another when we understand that it's not from the academic intellectual part, it's from our spiritual intellect that we communicate, right? And when we open up those channels, boy, isn't there a lot that we can learn.
Oh, a lot that we can partake in. There's
Mm,
more freedom to live,
yeah.
to really live. Yeah. In charging our battery every day, I find that the more beingness that we bring in,
Hmm.
we're recharging ourselves. And the trees, I love this connection with the trees. That this is your way. Everyone go out and find your way.
Yeah.
If it's the dolphins, we've done shows on channeling dolphins. We had a
Yes.
beautiful channeling Ascension show with a dolphin caretaker, a beloved dolphin herself. Really, she's
Yes.
transformed
Melinda
into a
Farrow.
yes,
Yes.
she is a dolphin.
Yes.
It was
Yes,
just
she is.
so it's like we've got to step out a little bit out, be like a child again, and find what we channel, that makes us feel just absolutely free and
Connected.
unfurl, connected.
And connected. I think we've got to step out of our humanness,
Mm.
and understand that we are this beautiful divine presence that is inhabiting this gift of a body. But if we just come from purely the matter, we forget what really matters.
Yes,
And it's that, this matter is nothing without our divine presence.
that's right. We're in the physical body for a little while, and we're animating it,
Hmm.
and consciousness,
Yes.
so is where are we going to direct our consciousness? Where are we going to put our focus and our energy, awareness, attention at today, right now?
We're
And
seeing that happening, aren't we? We really are. The Me Too movement, all these other movements that are going out there where people are standing up and saying, no, we're not going to tolerate abuse. We're not going to tolerate cruelty. We're not going to tolerate, any of the things that are injustices towards one another. And then, when we realize that we are all the answer, we are all the solution when we decide to step into our love of ourselves, our purpose, our meaning in life, our love of each other, our community, our planet. When we step and celebrate the love and the joy of being, that's when we become part of the solution.
yes, you can stand up and fight, and that is a movement. That's an energy movement. And
Yes.
with that are associated thoughts, feelings, responses, and energy fields that you're going to create. Um, and it's just more mind stuff. It's mind fluffery.
Yeah.
When really the whole, I think it just all boils down to the whole emphasis here can be on our own consciousness. Where are we placing our
Yeah.
consciousness? And are we, who's in charge? Is it the ego? Is it our beingness? Are we really, really participating with life at the level of self, being, our true knowingness? Or is it from the head? And we've seen what happens as a result of using just the head. Operating from up here exclusively gets you nowhere. And in fact, it's like putting that bag over your head or putting those goggles on. It's like,
Hmm. Yeah.
you can't
Yeah.
live that way, and your channels get clogged.
Right.
So anyone who's like thinking, oh, I feel stuck, or I feel like I'm fighting, I'm always fighting something, resistance, is it's a very simple process, getting away from egoic head energy up here, and then getting into this heart space and balancing your chakras. It's no joke. You can really do
Right.
that very simply.
Yes.
And hit the reset button for yourself. Gosh, that feels so much better. I mean, if we were to choose between suffering from ego, or if we're going to choose more being in every second of our lives, I mean, which one would you choose? Obviously, you want to be living through light and having light pass through you. Observing a flower and then getting on that channel of the flower and being in these moments. It's so much more vivid to live this way. You really do feel like you're living.
Yeah. You're really participating in life. It's always an oxymoron. I'm going to fight for love. Well, fight and love doesn't go together.
Right.
When you're in love, there is no fight. That's the point, right? And it's, you can stand up for the rights without having to fight for the rights. Standing up is boundaries. It's setting those divine limitations of what you will and will not receive. But it's not a fight. We don't have to approach everything with a fight. It's the same with our lives. We are such reactionary creatures. And we're always, I'm fighting for my right here. I'm fighting for this. Stop fighting. Just start being. Just start being. Be aware of your words. Be aware of your thoughts. If you are stepping into fighting for everything, you're going to fight for everything. If
Yes.
you're stepping into allowing, right, receiving, uh, understanding what is in front of you in your now, then you are revealing what you're here for. You're revealing the path that is before you, and it is no longer a fight. I think we really have to watch where we A, put our energy, and B, the words that we use that will propel us forward. Because what we speak is what we water, right?
Yes. Very, very powerful, the words that come out, that the words that form on the tongue through the lips and then out the ether they go. And you're right about
That's energy.
this. Yes, it's energy. We are energy. Are we
Yeah.
still at the point where we're looking at our bodies and we're looking at our environment and we're going, this happened to me, or this isn't working, and we're wondering why? Are we still there, or are we going to come to a place
Yeah.
where we really know that we're energy and we are really in the driver's seat? We really control all of it, and we can create and sculpt. And then it does make you more aware of what comes out and what you're, allowing to come out, what comes out here too, not just through the
Yes.
mouth, but like all of it. So, and you'll be very careful at that point, because I just got an email from a client the other day after our retreat. She said, I have to be a little bit more careful about what I choose to put my awareness on and my energy in, because it manifests very quickly. I've noticed that,
Absolutely.
like, things just have started to, the wheel is going, things manifest very quickly. And when you get all cleaned out, you get the garbage out, so you're kind of a vacuous vessel, and you can flow, and whatever and whatever form comes out of that is going to be expressed. Soul consciousness wants to express and will find its way through you. The forms that you're seeing, are they something that you like? If they're not, then it's like okay, back to who? Me. Like, back to the inside. Because nobody else is doing it to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to
We've
be.
we've allowed
Yes.
we've allowed it to happen to us. Yes. What are you giving permission to?
Right.
Right?
Yes. Yes. What are you allowing?
Hmm. Think on that one for a moment, folks. What are you allowing? If things keep happening to you negatively, what channel have you got open that has allowed that to happen?
Yes.
Right? Because again, we're talking about those beautiful divine cosmic boundaries, and that their boundaries is just that you're resonating on that vibration, and you will not accept the negative, hurtful vibration. That's all that boundary is. So if all of a sudden you're feeling attacked, or you're feeling static, or you're feeling, daggers coming at you in some form or other, it means you've opened up that channel somewhere along the way. You've not, put up your boundary. You've dropped your vibration, your energy, and you've allowed it to happen. So if that's the kind of reaction we're getting, then it's what we've allowed. But there is the other side of the scale, where you do step into this higher vibration, into this presence, into this light. There are going to be people who will attack you
Yes.
because they are now blinded by your light, or you've disconnected from them and you don't need them anymore, but they're very welcome to travel with you if they raise their own vibration, but they're not yet ready to do so.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden you find friends and family, and it's like, well, I've stepped into this love and light, and they don't love me anymore. Well, what kind of love did they love you on? Because if you're in your purity of love and they can't love you there, then maybe they haven't yet understood what love is.
Oh. Touched a nerve.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay for that to be the way that it is. If
Yes.
in raising the vibration, raising yourself to presence, stepping into your full knowingness, you will find surely that old friendships, old connections, even with family, that you just don't jive. You're not in
Right.
that same, and so open yourself up to a new herd, a new tribe.
Hmm.
And they will, you'll attract them, of course. That's just the way that this
Vibration.
works. Yes.
They've got your signature.
Yes.
Beep, 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 over there. Oh, beep,
Yeah.
beeps.
And you'll be ready, as soon as you're ready, you just
Mhm.
say, I open arms, I'm ready for
Yes.
my tribe, and
Yes.
it won't take very long at all. And you'll notice these people
Mm.
coming in, and it's just amazing, magical, in fact, how they come into our life,
Yeah.
and we're in our group, we're in our clan, if you will, of vibrating, beings on your level. But those
Yeah,
others,
synergy. Yeah.
yes, synergy. And it may be even a spouse. It may be a very close friend, or parents or whatever, that are not vibrating in the same way. And there doesn't have to be any kind of negative energy there. It's just simply different. So the distinction, and then that boundary of, I'm going to maintain myself in this vibration. This is my life. This is my light. I'm committed to keeping it at this level. And who am I around? Who is around me? Who am I allowing to speak to me in such a way, or to be in my field? So it's a pretty big wake-up call for people who are really assessing who's around them, the vibration that they're in, who you want to have in your life, and finding those people. It's really them finding you. It's really universe
Yeah.
working through you and coming
Yeah.
to you, and life supports us all. So that's a very touching. I think that's a really touching topic that you just brought up there. It's very
Yeah.
important.
I mean, it is. I mean, you have to be prepared to walk away from some people. And some people will come back into your life once they've raised their own light.
Yes.
But the other thing is that I've got, one of my best friends. I mean, she's there for me through everything. I mean, sisterhood, absolutely wonderful. I don't think she's ever listened to any of my shows. She has such respect for what I do. Whenever I'm around her and her friends, everybody's busy talking about what I'm doing because she's talking about me and she celebrates me. That she's not a part of it. And that's okay. I think one of the things people make a mistake of is when they stepped into Ascension, they immediately want to, come on, ascend with me. You've got to do this. And, it's like you have to allow them their own journey.
Yeah.
They have to step into their own ascension, into their own beautiful vibration. And all you can be is that inspiration, for that invitation, for them to step into their own light. But you can't drag them, pull them, persuade them, or dictate to them. Also, don't impose upon them.
Yeah.
Just inspire them. Hard one because we get enthusiastic, don't we?
We do. We sure
Yes.
do. And it's such a good reminder, healthy reminder too, that we're not out to convince anyone, just like it says
Right.
on your beautiful webpage. It's not convincing. No
Yeah.
judgment. Don't need any
Yeah,
of that
that
crap.
statement, right,
Yes.
right. The statement is we're not here to change your mind, we're here to celebrate the minds that have changed.
Yes.
And it's, if you've risen into that vibration, into your presence, we celebrate you. If you're on your way and you need help and guidance, we're here to celebrate that journey, to guide you with the tools and the wisdom and the energy and the love. It's not that we don't love everybody else. We can only help those that have now stepped into willingly helping themselves, willing to embrace that change, to become the change they needed and seek in their life that also society and this planet and this universe needs.
Yes.
So this is what we're here for, is to share your light so that it may shine bright upon another who's in the darkness and that needs to see. This is what we're here for.
That's right. Zero judgment.
Mm-mm. We're all at a different level.
Yeah.
And as long as we're ascending.
Oh. I had someone who recently came to one of our retreats, and from a very strong Buddhist background, so had difficulty with this word upgraded, even the word ascension, and felt that there was some separation happening, some egoic mind and separation happening, just on the outskirts of that. And we explored that, and we found that this word was triggering a series, actually, of thought patterns for him, and we just sat with that, because if you hang out with a thought long enough, it can't sustain.
Yeah.
I mean, You're going through it. You're going to go through it, and you're going to see it through to the other side, and it won't sustain. It'll dissolve and go out from where it came, and you'll be beyond it. But in the meantime, I mean, you get caught up with it. You really believe it. It's like you believe that thought to be true. So instead of, ascension or something else, we kind of just played around with these words, and it ended up being that, I think, what did he say? He was like, my energy level or my frequency level. He found something else that worked for him.
Right. That's okay. That's fine.
Yeah, it creates more of a harmonic statement on the inside, and that's fine, because what the least thing that we ever want to do here in our purpose and our divine mission in this series that we do here is to feel that there's elevation above others, or some kind of, no, we're all in it, all together, all equaled, everyone, literally at varying different levels, and we're here in the name of love, like support, seriously, love and light, and there's absolutely no judgment and self-judgment either. So self-imposed judgment.
That the big one. We're all a musical instrument, but the levels are how are we perfecting that instrument? Have we really learned to tune into it? Do we allow it to guide us, to reveal what it wants us to say? And then we get to a level where we've mastered that instrument and we're at one with it, and now we can bring it to the orchestra. And that orchestra in that symbiotic, harmonious, beautiful field starts resonating out to everybody else as a symphony. So when we're talking about the different ascensions and the different levels, it's the different mastery of what you have capitulated here, and in the energy and the volume that you bring it to others in this beautiful harmony. You can't do that when there's still the chatter and the dialogue and the friction of life. So when we're talking about ascension, it's ascending not above, it's ascending to the divine presence of who you really are. The ascension is within you. It's not ascending above someone else.
Yes. Perfectly said. Beautifully said. You're right about the musical instruments too. All of us being divinely tuned in, we have everything on the inside. All this stuff, all these concepts we're bringing up, it's all within. It's all within. And if we can learn to be quiet enough, then we can invite these feelings. We can start to cultivate these feelings more and more, and being aware can be more and more the rhythm and flow of our life, and rather than when there's a problem, right?
Yeah.
Then I'm going to get into being.
Yes, that's another show.
Right. When there's a problem.
But, this is right. Yes. But I mean, there's something else that because you're not just one instrument. You have the ability to play many instruments. You are actually a singer. You are a divine ascending master. You are a coach. You are a mother. You are a woman. You have so many roles that you play. Now that doesn't make you discombobulated or fractioned. No, it's what makes you the whole that you are, and you know which instrument to use at which time. And the time that you need to use it. And this is something you
That
would be me playing the violin, I can tell you. No, a quick story. When I was young, I bought a melodica. You know what that is? It looks like a piano that you play through. And in trying to learn this melodica, my dog would be on the floor with his paws over his head going, no, make her stop. I was not good at playing the instruments. I was given a different instrument to play. But this is the thing, we step in to all our beautiful gifts and tools and things, and we bring them out at the time that we need to bring them out.
That's right. And not fragmented, as you said, so we're part of the whole. I think it'd be cool. Now, what do you think, Sarah? Here we are kind of rounding off the hour. I think it would be really cool if we stepped into this beingness live while we're on this talk, and we did a bit of channeling. We blended that with just a centering, really, a quieting down, coming away from whatever outer chaos is going on. I mean, let's give ourselves that gift
Mhm.
And we can close the eyes gently. And of course, you don't want to do this when you're driving. You don't want to do this when you're,
Yes,
somewhere,
please.
somewhere where you have to
Pull
be
over.
responsible and look
Pull
at where you're going.
over.
You want to pull over, but
Or
seriously,
walking, because
yeah, that's right. Or
there's
walking.
a post in front of you.
You want to reserve this for a time when you really settle in. But find that place. Even as you're standing, you could be in the grocery store, and there could be a lot of distractions around you. But find that center spot wherever you feel, that hum of love vibration. You might feel it in your body at a certain point. Some people are lower down, like more rooted down. Some people are further up. But find that place. And we can breathe and be. Othello's voice. Through the pipes, you can hear light. Ascension and closing the gap between dimensions. I speak to you through vocal cords by way of light. With the information, the knowledge that you are light, you are operating with universal laws, why limit yourselves? What is this for? Limitation, self-doubt, or giving in to inner programming. Now is the time, humans, for you to ascend. Light is functional. You can place it on the body if you are feeling pain in the body. If illness has manifested in this body, place the light there. This is a fast way to ensure the cells are filled with light. It only requires your attention. Some of you will be bored by the silence, and that is good. That is the unwinding of the mind. Feel your energy field. Feel your toes. You can be, in this moment, very aware of the sounds around you. The sound of my voice, the space between your heartbeat. There is glistening energy throughout you and on the outside of your aura. Feel it. Notice that with each breath, the voluminous light can grow. See it in colors. Now feel the soft part of the tippy top of your head, softening like when you were a baby, open to receive. Let the light flow in. Now you are glistening with light. Zip up your energy, close up this circle, and feel renewed. Pass this and share it to friends and those you love, those you care for. Love leads the way.
That was divine wisdom from a fella.
Thank you, Adela. Oh, thank you, everyone. That's beautiful. This is a joyful way, a medium, really, a platform for giving ourselves a hug that we need.
Yes, yes. That literally, I sometimes kind of, I don't know if you've seen The Incredibles, the rubber man, his arms can stretch right out, but sometimes I imagine my arms just kind of enveloping me all around and giving me that hug, and it's like,
Everyone can join us here. This feels good.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's okay to love yourself. It is okay. Something that I do when I'm stressed is literally stroke my brow or stroke my head. It's something that's so soothing and so relaxing, just that stroking. Your mama used to do it when you were young to calm you down. If you haven't got somebody around there to do it for you, do it for yourself.
Yes.
And if it's something you love to do, then ask your spouse or your loved one, or even your kids to do it when you're feeling stressed. Don't be afraid of that touch, that feeling, because a simple touch, it just has such beautiful, soothing, calming energy that is wonderful.
Releasing. Even kitty paws or puppy paws.
Yes. Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Yes.
Get those kisses. Yes.
Yes. Yes. There is something about, picking up a dog that just wants to get in there and give you a kiss or just hug you.
Smoochy.
And
It's so
yes,
smoochy.
it's smoochy. Or just looking at their face with the big eyes and, just.
And in the eyes, yeah, I mean, you can
Yeah.
see the love. There is such unconditional love. There's just pure light dancing through those eyes. Yeah,
Yes.
so everyone can find that. And even if you don't have a pet at this current moment, you can go on the internet and look at an image of a dolphin,
Yes.
a giraffe, anything, and
Yes.
look at it, take in that light and feel that, And I know everyone probably already knows this, but secret's been out, but I'm going to say it again, is like, mind doesn't know the difference between real and imagined. So give yourself that. Feel your body.
Yes.
And then look at something beautiful. Take that in.
Yes, tell yourself a story with all the love that you want to happen to you, because it's happening. In that storytelling, it's happening to you. Vibration is happening to you. So if you want to go and land in a field of puppies and just have all these puppies licking you and pouring themselves over you, do it in your mind and let it penetrate through your whole body. And believe me, you will know the feeling because you would have actually done it. Right?
Yes. Yes, and there's some serious science back behind that. So
Yes.
anyone who's like, no, really, you're there.
Yeah.
You feel that field of puppies. I love
Yeah.
it. Maybe we could all do that, as a practice every day. Find
Yes.
just a few moments of your time to go where you really want to go. Find that love wherever it happens to be in your mind. Go there in the mind. Fill
It's kind
your
of a different
space
dimension
with it.
you jump into it, isn't it?
Yeah,
I've
it's
always lived a parallel life, so if it's not happening here, it's happening over there.
Totally. I was just going to say, you know this better than anyone. It's like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And it can be kind of a huge, actually, interdimensional gap that
Yes.
you're sort of like standing in. But
Yes.
fun, way fun, and so creative. You can get as creative as you want. It's like no limits. Like Othello says, limitless.
Everything you want to ever happen to you can happen there. Now, that is not stepping out of your reality. It's actually feeding your reality by something that may be missing in your day. And but don't get caught up in it like that's the only place you stay. It's being charged up with that feeling so you can bring it back to presence.
Yes. Very
Bring it
important.
back to your presence.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think that's another show because really the
Yes,
exercise
yes,
going from and then taking it back into presence and going out and living your
yes,
day through presence are two very different, those are a different skill
yes,
set. And I think it's just like, how do we balance these things? So if someone is
yeah,
curious about, I would love to go into that. I think there's some curious minds that want to know about exactly how we practically practice this and make sure that we
yes.
don't trance ourselves into the ozone, right?
Right, we don't warp off. Yeah, like there's actually a series called Black Mirror, and I'm not terribly fond of the series, but there was one show I saw of a guy that created this virtual thing where he can zap people's consciousness. I mean, they're in the real world, but he can take their consciousness and put it in his fictitious world. And for him, it was that he was Captain, Star Trek. And all the women loved him, and he was a hero of everything. But their consciousness was trapped there in his game, which was really, really warped and interesting. And I think that is something that I think a lot of people who are gamers, who get trapped in that, in these new visual boxes,
Yes.
it is easy to get trapped in that and use it as escapism rather than as a fortifying or re-energizing. And I think most certainly we have to do a show on the parameters, the dangers, but also the sheer beauty of that. And so that's again with everything in life, folks, there's boundaries. There's balance, there's alignment, and it's always our earthly thing is to keep the balance.
That's
So
right. Yes, that's
that
right.
is. And of course, these shows aren't always just you and I and Othello. We bring on other guests, and we're going to be bringing on, and not every guest will able to be videoed. It just depends on where and what they are. But we have some extraordinary guests lined up for you. And on the audio channels, the channel Ascension under selfdiscoveryradio.com, you're going to hear some wonderful shows with some awesome people who are doing fantastic things, whose divine presence is a true gift to all of us. And we've got a lot more to bring, right?
Oh, beautiful. It's a breath of fresh air every single time. So bringing in all the oxygen with all of you and then releasing out, bringing in love, releasing love. It's just a great shared partnership here, Sarah, and I love our guests. Everyone, stay tuned in and look at our past shows too. They're just phenomenal. And as we collectively raise each other up, this is what's required. Listen to this stuff again and again. Watch these shows again and again. It really does.
Share.
Yes, share and enhance and lift up so we raise that global consciousness. We're doing it now, right now.
We're doing, and do it, go, now you can watch these videos or listen to the audios with friends. And then, look how it's raised your vibration, and then talk about that. Talk about how you're feeling. Talk about the subject that we've spoken about today. Let it open up into a dialogue or exploration in your own lives, because this is what it's about, right?
Very cool. Yes.
Now, having said that, also, you have this wonderful retreat, the monastery, the sanctuary, and all the other things that you do. So let people know about that.
Sure. And I'm glad you mentioned monastery, sanctuary. What gives? I've had people ask me that. Well, monastery tends to give people, this barren kind of idea. Yes.
Yeah,
and even though I do bow because I'm very humbled and grateful, and some of my background, I've been at monasteries before, and so I have that there. But really, it is a sanctuary. It's a sanctuary here in the Yucatan, which is in Mexico, and this place it was strategically founded by Othello, who's our CEO at othello.org. And these retreats, really, they are the reset button. They're the ultimate excuse for you to get the freak out of your head and to come into your spirit and to really grow. I mean, seriously grow, not just with relationships, of course, to yourself, primary, but also with money, things like wealth consciousness and goal achievement. If you're going to play with these forms, let's have fun. Let's get some things done. Or how to stay in the formless if your choice is a spiritual path, and that's really what you want to focus in on. But we have relationship building retreats, we have couples retreats, and we swim with the dolphins. We're right here on the Gulf of Mexico, so it is truly a beautiful oasis and one of a kind. It's hosted by me and my team, and you'll find it's very, very intimate setting. Accommodations are provided, and it is a sanctuary. There's only 4 people that we invite every time, so you're in for a ride. It's a 3-day intensive, and beautiful sun, of course, and we also take trips to the sacred sites, the pyramids that are in and around our area. It's very, very empowering. So if you're ready to shift, this is your best excuse ever to come to retreat. You can find all the information there at athela.org. And Sarah also mentioned I do coaching, and I have some other little offerings there. If you're wanting one-on-one guidance and this resonates with you, feels right, it's the right time for you, you feel called, reach out. And if it's not, find something that is, because we are at a time where we need all the support and all the high vibrational energy we can get. I think that you're getting it here and now, and I'm really honored, I'm deeply honored to be on this show, to be featured here and to share this light with you, Sarah. So thank you for the gift. Thank you, everyone.
Oh, it's something that I always enjoy. I look forward to these, the good old-dimensional boost. I love it. Athela is spelled ATHELLA.org, right? And we've got people talking about wealth. We have a show coming up on our wealth, the spirituality and wealth. How do they go together? Because a lot of people think if you step into spirit, you walk away from substance and money. Forget money is a tool, folks. It's purely a commodity, a tool. It is not the definition of who you are. And so it's finding that relationship. That's coming up. We're also going to be talking to a psychic lawyer who, talking about the ascension into out of body. And we've got so many other good, juicy topics coming up for you. And if if you wish to be a host with us and you're rising on that beautiful vibration, please contact me at info@selfdiscoveryradio.com, info@selfdiscoveryradio.com, and please share these shows, Channeling Ascensions on selfdiscoveryradio.com. And we have a guest doing this, and we know we always walk away feeling highly elevated, and we hope that you do too.
Yes, share the love and keep the elevation, keep the vibration high, and just remember you're 1 second, one breath away from your true self, from knowingness. So thank you so much again. I'm really filled with gratitude, lots of high energy. This was so much fun today.
Yes, and this is our debut video, because now we're going to be offering video and audio. And so, I'm normally more comfortable behind the camera rather than in front of it.
More.
And of course, the YouTube Self-Discovery Radio, we're going to be channeling there as well, with a lot more shows to come. So there'll be supposed to be audio and video on there. So give me time, folks. It's all going to be built, and it's all for you. Yes. So thank you, Christina. Thank you, Athela.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Yes.
Yes. And until next time, folks. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.